And we're back. Now, Cleomie, as we were saying, you tell us about your St. John's College journey, but tell them what happened just before that.
Well, in fact, I went to C.R. Walker, and at that time, when C.R. Walker School started, it started with all my juniors being promoted, and I was a senior teacher. Went to C.R. Walker with a lateral move. I was an HOD, head of math department, for more than about 20 years.
Wow.
And I had a lateral move, and I then told the principal, I said, I don't blame you, but I want you to know that it is an injustice to me to have come to C.R. Walker as an HOD and all my juniors are in administration.
Oh,
I expressed that to him, and he was very sympathetic and he understood.
okay.
And after I got over that, he invited me to do a workshop for his administrative staff and heads of department.
Okay.
At that time, I could have said no. The human part of me was saying no, but the spiritual part of me was saying, this is your chance to
Yes.
show the teachers what you are made of.
Of course.
And I then did the workshop. Following that workshop, the principal said, oh yes, Miss Woods, I agree with you.
Okay.
They really bypassed you. And he said, but I am going to um, let the ministry know and the minister and all of them know what your work ethics are.
Of
And
course.
he, after I did the workshop and I was so cooperative and coordinated many programs in the school, he then sung my praises.
Okay.
And that's when I became the teacher of the year for C.R. Walker.
Wow.
And everybody along the road saw that big billboard on Blue Hill Road and
Wow.
Market Street, and they say, congratulations. So everybody was congratulating me
That must have
everywhere.
made you feel really proud.
I really was.
Yes.
So I was happy that I did go to C.R. Walker because
course.
then that is when my praises begin to follow me.
Yes.
And from C.R. Walker, I became the principal. First, no, I became a vice principal to S.C. McPherson, the school where I used to be for 20 years. I went there as a VP.
Okay.
And from a vice principal there, I went to A.F. Adley as the principal. When I
Okay.
went to A.F. Adley as a principal, everyone was saying, oh, Clee, it's good that you got promoted, but that school is a difficult school to manage. They say that school is always in the news for negative because they fought a lot and they did not have a very good image.
Yes.
And and all during that summer before I went to AF, I decided I am going there with a strategy.
Of course.
And I went with my strategy, and sure enough, my strategies worked because teachers who used to teach there, who got transferred out, came there, and they said, Miss Woods, how did you get the school so quiet
You
and
turned the
settled?
school around, Miss
And
Woods.
the gas station across the street called the secretary and said, do you all have school over there? And the secretary said, yes. They said, but I don't have any students coming over here for business. I said, no, because we have school now.
Okay.
And so AF Adley settled, and even the principal of JHS said they saw the difference
Yes.
in the caliber of students coming over to them.
Okay.
So I felt that the team at AF Adley, we worked together, and we got that school turned around. And even so, the whole image of AF Adley had
Yes.
changed.
Wow.
We had Hugh Campbell, was new to me, and the staff was excellent. They worked with me.
Wonderful.
We discussed strategies and we pulled together and got it done. I believe it was because of that turnaround
Yes.
that the Anglican looked at me as a
Oh.
principal. I think that is when
Mm-hmm.
they thought, well, let's look at
So the
her
word got
because
around, huh?
right, and then they approached me about going to um, St. John's College, and so when the principal's contract was up, I guess they
Mm-hmm.
approached me, and I said, I think this is the time because
Yes.
I felt confident.
Yes, you had the
I
experience.
had the experience. I could live with myself,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever came, I was willing to
Take the
deal with it.
challenge.
Yes,
Yes,
so I took
yes.
that challenge, and when I went to St. John's College, it was a challenge, and
Really?
my the challenge was that my command, in fact,
Mm-hmm.
the goals they told me they
Mm-hmm.
wanted to achieve were they want the school to promote the Anglican ethos.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted discipline to improve, and
Okay.
they wanted academics to
Yes.
improve.
Yes.
So I had my mandate. So I went to St. John's College with a mandate.
Of course.
And of course, St. John's College um, at that time had a more liberal principal
Okay.
before me. So
Okay.
of course, when I came, I just seemed almost like a dictator to them. So of course, you know when you are laxed in doing things,
Mm.
and then somebody comes with this iron hand,
Yes.
almost. I they didn't like that in the
I
beginning.
guess they would call that a rude awakening.
Yes, but I believe when they realized that I meant well, I
Mm-hmm.
loved the school, I want the school to survive and
Yes.
achieve, and it is my alma mater, and I am an ardent Anglican,
Yes.
then they realize, oh yeah,
She's one of
I'm
us.
going to work with her.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that they really appreciated was that I was a hand-on principal. Oh
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
I never did office work during the day. I
Mm-hmm.
walked the school.
Wow.
I walked the school during the day, and I was in contact with the students. So what the teachers don't tell you, the students will.
Mm-hmm.
And so my stint at St. John's was very good. I love the children, and they
Mm-hmm.
love me. And I coined the phrase
Mm-hmm.
St. John's College is the distinguished school of choice.
Oh, well, of course.
That's who coined that phrase.
Mm-hmm.
Because I said all the other private schools are schools of choice, but St. John says the distinguished
Distinguished
school
school
of
of choice.
choice.
I love it.
And I kind of mold that in them. And and I kept saying, if it's a distinguished school of choice,
Mm-hmm.
then we have to act that way.
Of course. Now,
And
what year? What year was that?
that was, I
Because,
went to St. John's in 2001.
okay.
2001. I
Mm-hmm.
stayed 2000 until I left 2007.
Mm-hmm.
And in those 6 years, the records will show that the school did improve.
Wow.
And
That is so good to hear.
so working in St. John's College was really the crowning glory for my career.
Okay.
My mother had the privilege of coming to one of the graduation ceremony,
Oh.
and oh, that was one of her proudest moments.
Wow.
When I went to St. John's College, my mother struggled to pay the school fees,
Yes.
and I saw the records.
Yes.
When I went as a principal,
Yes.
my mother was paying every other week. Just how she got that little
Mm.
monies,
Yes.
she brought that money. In fact, I graduated St. John's College with monies in a credit. She only, all she knows is she
She
wasn't
paid
going,
that bill, and
and
education
she
was important to
right, and
her.
she was not going to let me get put out of school for
Okay.
money.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, my mother's proudest moment
Wow.
was when she came to my first graduating class. I could still see her
Oh, my
walking with
goodness.
her silver and blue dress coming through that door to that graduation.
Yes. Yes.
That was her proudest
Yes,
moment.
and I know that made you proud.
Oh, yeah, because my mother always said she would pay my school fees as long as I don't repeat a form.
Mm.
And that was, and my mother was bedridden for 10 years after
Yes.
that. And she always told everybody who came to her sick bed about the moments in St. John's College with me.
Wonderful.
And so that's really
Oh,
good.
okay. So, Miss Wood, Miss Cleomie Wood, in closing, what message would you like to send to the students that are attending St. George's College now?
I am seeing very good things happening in St. John's College, and every every group of students have their challenges, but I will say to them, always stay focused, stay the course, listen to your teachers, study hard, and know that you must always trust God
Of course.
in all that you do. All through my teaching career, my my scriptural motto was Proverbs 3, 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord
Yes,
with
all
all
your
thine
heart.
heart. Lean not on your own understanding.
Yes.
In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Not shall, but he will direct your path. And that would stay the course for me.
Yes. Amen. Amen, Sister Cleomie. So, wow. Okay, so we are giants,
Yes, we are giants.
and
The name says giants. And so, giants are big at heart, big in
Yes.
stature, big in everything.
Yes.
And so, we are the best.
Yes.
No matter what.
No-
We are giants.
what,
and I
giant
will
pride.
always promote SJC,
Oh,
St.
that is
John's
so good to
College.
hear.
And I don't care what happens, I will promote SJC.
yes, Cleomie. So it was indeed a pleasure.
Yeah, it was my
Sitting out
pleasure
here
too.
in your yard.
Yes,
Beautiful day
yes.
to sit down and have this candid.
Well, I'm
conversation
happy
with
because the
you.
thing is, I'm a proud giant,
Yes,
and I live.
I could see it. I could feel it.
Yeah, yeah, and I want you to know that Father Bishop, William Bishop, when he celebrated, I believe it might have been his 80th birthday in Canada.
Okay.
My son graduated at that time in
Wow.
Canada, and I went to Father Bishop, and in
Wow.
fact, he invited me to that party, and I was the only black. I was the only black
Wow.
person at that party, and I took my sister who was at the graduation as well.
Yes.
And I have pictures of him and his family because I paid a tribute to him. This
Wow.
one, yeah, I was the lady of color.
That should have been a proud
Oh,
moment.
and the
Cleo,
whole-
you're giving me goosebumps.
The whole his audience at the party, that's all they talk about, the whole party.
Oh, wow.
Every time they mingled around, they talk about my tribute.
Oh my goodness.
And I presented him
Wow.
with a present from St. John's College
Oh, my
with a collage. The art teacher did a collage of his experiences
Yes.
at St. John's
Wow.
College that I presented him
Oh,
with.
wow.
And it
So
was a
it-
proud moment for me because William Bishop was my principal. He was my principal, and then I became the principal of that school.
Yes,
So
and
I
so
was-
his effort was not in vain.
oh, not in vain.
Oh my goodness. So what we gonna tell our fellow giants? Giant pride? We
We are giants.
Giants.
The distinguished school of choice.
Amen.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see you soon.